Experiences with formal schooling for many parents and caregivers has not been good. And so there are cycles, intergenerational cycles of bad experiences. And through that process, people have internalized, very, very deeply that they're not successful learners, that they're in some way are destined not to be good students or not to be good learners, or maybe that they can't read or that they're not smart. We know that now. We're building education systems in First Nations where we have an understanding of what that was. So we can move forward very, very carefully and very thoughtfully and very respectfully, honoring that that has been a reality of our experience, and that we won't repeat that. We won't repeat those cycles, that we're here to break those cycles. Reading is really important, in the world that we're living in the world that our children and grandchildren are growing up in. It breaks down the barriers that are there for them. And when we can teach reading really well, teach literacy skills really well, so that reading doesn't become just a functional duty of reading words in a book or reading text. When we're teaching those skills really well, then reading becomes that magical thing that paints pictures in our mind, creates worlds, stirs our imagination, and stirs our curiosity to what else is out there. What else can I explore? What else can I learn about? Where else can I go and have an impact and an influence in my life? If we're going to be successful with young learners, having them learn to read and then read to learn by the time they're a certain age, we also need to take their parents and caregivers along on that journey so that they can be successful with their children and feel confident themselves in becoming the parents that they've always wanted to be, and more, carrying the wisdom and the beauty of their own cultural background and reconnecting to those important places that they may have become disconnected from in their past, and then building that into the wonderful things that can come from formal learning curriculum, Western curriculum, and those kinds of things. Those become tools that we can use along the way, but it will really come when we can reestablish, reconnect people to that self-esteem, that standing strong and standing courageous and resilient in who they are and where they come from as First Nations parents and caregivers. So I believe reading is really that magic key that unlocks that world for us.